Hello, I thought I'd make a short video to explain the next assignment, the assignment for week 7. So I'm going to start with the assignment sheet and then show you how to get to the area in Blackboard where you can upload the assignment and evaluate your discussion board group members' visual arguments. So here's the assignment sheet. Um, your assignment has 3 parts. Present your argument in visual form for a public audience. Explain in a short 1 to 2 page essay how and why you made the rhetorical choices that you did. In part 3, evaluate other students' presentations. So again, you're taking your argument paper, the content of your argument paper, and you're turning it from a paper written form into some kind of visual. It could be a PowerPoint, it could be a video, it could be a narrated PowerPoint like a lot of my productions are. Anything visual. It even could be an infographic that is a sort of a long online presentation that's essentially one page instead of several. That's what part 1 is to take your argument, turn it into something visual. The purpose is twofold. Here in the assignment sheet, I tell you it's to gather feedback from an audience so you can revise your argument paper. It's also designed to let you see your argument in a different way. I guarantee you will notice issues with organization and with content, and with tone in a visual display that you won't necessarily notice in paper. So it's a chance to take your content, take your argument, take all the work that you've done and turn it into a little bit different form. And that, again, is designed to help you re-see your argument. So that's what part 1 is the visual argument part. Part 2 is to write a short 1 to 2 page essay that explains some of the choices that you made. And I'll get to the details of that here in a minute. While you're working on your visual argument, you can make any changes you want. If you want to add sources, if you want to take sources out, you don't have to repeat everything that's in your written argument in your visual. You need to be selective and you need to be open to change your mind. Okay. The key is to think about questions that the audience is going to have when they view it. And so you try to anticipate those and answer those without being asked, essentially. One other note, remember to document your information. You can either put a works cited or reference page at the end. You can put little tags into each of your PowerPoint slides or whatever you decide to do. You can figure it out. There's a lot of different ways to do it, but you do have to document it. Chapter 9 in our textbook talks a little bit about visual arguments, but that may not be helpful if you're preparing a video because it doesn't really address a moving image. To get back to part 2 of this assignment, you finish your argument, it's all what you want it to be. Then you write a 1 to 2 page paper that said, here are some of the choices that I made. Here are some of the organizational, content, and visual choices. Here's why I designed it the way that I did. Here's why I have the angle of vision that I do. Here's my appeals to ethos or pathos or logos, whatever you decide. But this is just a short introduction, or not introduction so much as an explanation of your visual argument. Is to help people in your group understand why you did what you did. So that's parts 1 and 2. Part 3, after you post this visual argument and after you post your little explanation 1 to 2 pager to a discussion board, you then look at your classmate or your group members' visual arguments and explanations and provide some feedback to them. And that's part 3. Okay, and I'll show you the feedback sheet here in a little bit. One kind of final point with this whole thing, that these 3 parts altogether are worth a total of 200 points, which is a fair amount of points, but I think it reflects the amount of effort that it's going to take you to complete this part of the assignment. Okay, as you can see, it's 100 for the presentation itself, it's 50 for the 1 to 2 page explanation, and 50 for completing the evaluations. And you'll have to do 2, 3, or 4 evaluations depending on how your groups are set up. And those are already set up in Blackboard. Okay. Here's the evaluation sheet, and you can fill this out by, print it out and fill it by hand, take a photograph of it and put it in, or you can fill it out online. Both this and the assignment sheet are in Blackboard, uploaded into the week 7 area. So you put your name and the person you're evaluating, and then you decide, can you understand the issue, yes or no? Do you understand more than one side? You'll be surprised at how many people will present just one side of an argument in a visual argument, and that may not represent their argument accurately. Okay, and something I always like to find out is, did I learn anything new? And then down here, there's space for you to explain things if you feel that some explanation is needed. I would expect maybe a sentence here. Research, were sources included? Is there a works cited page? Is there a reference page? Do they appear to be comprehensive? Is it made from 3 websites? Does it meet all 7 of the types, or sorry, all 4 of the types that are listed in the annotated bibliography and in the assignment sheet? You decide. And then the presentation itself, did you find it interesting? Do you think it's coherent? That is, can you follow it as it goes through? Is there anything extraneous? Is there anything that's out of place? And then, is it organized? An organization is maybe following one of those argument patterns like multi-sided or dialogic, or maybe there's some kind of organization that's inherent to the way films are made. You then should put a sentence about what you think the greatest strength of the presentation is, and you should also put in at least one suggestion for improvement. And again, you can do this by hand and scan them and then put them back in to the Blackboard, or you can do this by typing. Let me show you in Blackboard where to go. I have a student view up in here, so this is what you should see is the same thing that we're looking at now. You click on course content. You go to week 7 to the folder, and you'll see this link to an area called groups. If you click on that, you're going to see this. You'll see visual argument groups, and it'll be 1 through 6 will be your group number. You click on that, you'll get this description which repeats everything that was just there. And you go to group discussion board, and then you go here to post your visual argument. You create a thread, and then you go ahead and upload your file just by clicking on the insert file button. And you're going to insert 2 files here. One is going to be the file of the 1 to 2 page paper. The other is the PowerPoint. If you make a video, you should upload those to YouTube, create a YouTube channel for yourself like I have done, it's free, and then put a link in here to the YouTube channel. That's the easiest way to do it. You can upload files if you want to, but sometimes Blackboard will not take a whole lengthy video file. And then once you're finished with that, you go ahead and click submit. If I can make this work. We'll just cancel for now. Okay. I'm sorry, it got mad at me. And you go back into Blackboard. After you look at everybody's, you should see a second link inside the forum. You'll see post visual argument, and then down below evaluate visual arguments, and this is where you upload the evaluation sheet, and I've got a copy of that in here that you can click on and open it up. Okay, so that's how to do all this in Blackboard. Again, you go to week 7, you go to groups, you click on the name, you go to the discussion board, and then you'll see these 2 posts in there. Okay, so that's how this is done. Let me know if you're running into any problems with this, okay, as you're going along. Email me or text me, and I'll see if I can help you fix it.